As we can see here on the right is the plan that we devised in the analysis video, and in this video we are going to implement it. There are probably two things that are interesting here to look at, and that is we are going to add tuples to the list, so that is one thing, and the other is here in the TPOC display next function where we're going to use list slicing. But to get to the list slicing, we first have to create the main function. So I'm going to create a new script and I'm going to add the code for what we have here in the main function. And if we take a look at the code for the main function, we can see that the first thing we need to do is to create a list, and we do that here. After that, we manually add 10 calls to the list, and each call is a tuple. So if we take a look here, the first tuple is Anna and Pelle, where Anna is the caller and Pelle is the recipient of the call. So we have 10 of those. Hopefully there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. And finally, what we do is that we call this function TPOC display next, and we send as an argument the list we just created. Of course, we haven't created this function yet. That's our next step, to create this function here. And I'm gonna declare it, and I'm gonna add the display header first. Alright, so we have some text telling the user using the script what they will see, and here they will see the next 5 calls to be routed, and it's telling us that it will show us from who is calling and who they are calling. So this is the notation that we will use. Next up is the loop for displaying the actual calls, and this is where we're going to use list slicing. Let me first write the code and then we can talk about it. So what we see here now is a loop. The loop will look at this slice of the list. And what does that mean? It means that we get a list as a parameter, and here we only pick a slice of that list. We say that, all right, even if this list is longer, I only want to look at the part that starts at index 0 and ends at 5 minus 1. So this is exclusive. So if we write 5 here, the last index will be 4. So if we write it this way, 0 to 5, it means that index 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are included. So that is the slice that we get of the list. And for each entry, for each tuple at those indexes, what shall we do? We shall print something. And we first pick the first part of the tuple, Anna for example. We print that with some formatting. We print an arrow, and then we print the second part of the tuple, Pelle for example. So we see Anna goes here, Pelle goes here. And then when we are done with the loop, we just add an extra empty line. So let's see how it looks if we run it. So we can see even if we send the whole list of tuples as an argument to this function, we only picked 5 to display because we used list slicing here. So what can we take with us from this task? I think, as we talked about before, the two interesting parts in this task is using tuples, but also how to use list slicing. List slicing is very useful, and it is something that is very good to know how to do.